I'm going to go try to record a train with a contact mic. Yeah, that wasn't really what I expected that to sound like. It's interesting how sometimes what a contact mic hears isn't really the same as what you hear with your own ear. And the first thing that I think is really surprising about this recording, I don't know if you could hear this, but it almost has this kind of shepherd tone effect, which you can see really clearly in the spectrogram of this recording. You can see there are all these rising tones that kind of overlap one another. And that results in this auditory illusion. It sounds like a perpetually rising glissando. Right? It sounds like a tone that just keeps rising and rising and rising infinitely. And I'm not 100% sure what is producing that sound. My best guess is that maybe it has something to do with the train's transmission. Like if the train has some kind of weird, continuously variable transmission, then maybe it produces these rising tones like this. But that's honestly just a wild guess. So if any of you know anything about that, please leave a comment. The other thing that's surprising to me about this spectrogram is that as you go up in frequency, you get less and less sound. And that's not surprising. In fact, that's what you would expect. Most sounds are like that. But what is surprising here is that that's really only true up to some point, and then you kind of run into this brick wall of high frequency noise. In fact, most of the sound in this recording is way up here in the very highest frequencies. And that's also why the level sounds so low, even though that clip really is in there at full volume. Just most of the energy is up in frequencies where your hearing isn't that sensitive. And again, I'm not really sure why that's the case. I suppose it has something to do with the resonant frequency of the track. But I also feel like that doesn't totally explain it. And the final thing that I think is interesting about this recording, and you might need headphones to be able to hear this, so the sound kind of fades out towards the end of the recording, and then at the very end you hear this little clink, and after that there's just no sound at all. And you can't really see this in the video. In fact, the video isn't really synchronized with the audio. But I think what's happening is that there are two parallel tracks that join one another just beyond where I was recording. And so I must have had my microphone on the auxiliary track, and then as soon as the train crossed over onto the main track, just no more sound came through. In fact, there's probably a small gap between the two tracks where they join that just prevents any kind of mechanical coupling of the sound. Yeah, anyway, so I guess it's just interesting what you can discover about the world if you just listen in the right way. The other thing I wanted to say is that I've been working on some really interesting kind of bigger projects pertaining to contact mics recently. And so that's why I've been uploading a little bit more slowly. But as they say, good things come to people who subscribe. So please do that. And you might also consider buying some microphones from me. It makes me really motivated to make videos when I see lots of orders for microphones. But yeah, anyway, that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!